Hi, I'm Dan Cortopassi. Welcome to Dan's Backshop. In this episode, we're going to talk about my continuing efforts to downsize my collection, some of the goals I set for this year and which ones I achieved and which ones I didn't, and the model of the year. So I've mentioned on the channel before that I've been slowly downsizing my HO scale locomotive collection. And you may have seen the notices I've put up about eBay sales and such. And I've been thinking I've been making some pretty good progress. I haven't really been keeping track, but I think over the past year and a half or so, I've probably sold maybe 30 or 40 locomotives, give or take. And I was thinking that, hey, that's really good progress, and it is. But I was thinking back to, I don't know, it's probably been 10 or more years since I tried to do an actual inventory on paper. And at that time, an incomplete inventory that I kind of came up with was around 200 models. And I was thinking that I was probably whittling it down. So my friend Mark, shout out to Mark if you're watching, does spreadsheets to keep track of some of his models. And I thought, well, maybe I should do a spreadsheet. So I dusted off my copy of Microsoft Excel and started doing that. It's now up to over 260 locomotives. And I was thinking to myself, there are train clubs that get by with less than that. So this is getting kind of out of hand. So I'm still going to be selling more. There's just too much. Even if they were all finished and they didn't require any effort, that's still really more than I can use on my layout. And I know some people are like, you can never have too many models, but I think you can, actually. It's a question of how much do you want to maintain, how much do you want to store? And, if they're not really being used for anything, then kind of what's the point, maybe? I don't know. It's just stuff I think about. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I've gone about doing that. And just in case anyone else is interested. So this is a model I built a while back. It's an SD9, and it's decorated as Southern Pacific 4314. I really like this model, and it's really kind of perfect for the Donner layout. This is one I would call finished, or no effort. One of the things I did in the spreadsheet was to try to figure out how much effort is involved in keeping every model. So because, my goal with this is to reduce my workload. So models like this that are done need nothing. So sorry guys, but these aren't going to be for sale. If anyone was wondering, none of the done models are for sale because this, I've already put in the time, right? And getting rid of this would set me back, really. It's not about money. It's about, the time I would have to spend building one of these. So doing something to this kind of a standard takes time, and so that's what I'm trying to eliminate. So all of the done models are keepers. The next level up is what I consider low effort models. This is a Scale Trains tunnel motor. It's pretty much already got everything. I might need to change the couplers and adjust the coupler height. I might need a little weathering, but really it's already got DCC, it's already got sound, it's already got lights, it's already detailed. It's got the right paint job. There's really not a lot to do to this. So I'm also not too inclined to get rid of these because it doesn't really take too much for these to get, what I would consider ready for the road. So the next level up from that is what I consider moderate effort models. This is an Athearn ready to roll SD45 T-2 tunnel motor. And this one needs DCC, it needs sound, it needs to have its lights redone because they're bulbs. This is old. I want to redo it with LEDs. Some of the details like the plows aren't correct. There's some stuff that needs to be fixed on this. But still, it's basically right, and it's painted, and, needs to be weathered and stuff, but it's not a full-on build. So this is, medium effort. I have a lot of Athearn and Atlas models that would fall into this category. And depending on what they are, I may let some of those go. Probably not this one because this is a tunnel motor and this would be perfect for Donner in my era. But, other models I might, think about letting go. And so the last tier is what I call high effort models. This is a Proto 2000 SD50. As you can see, it's undecorated and it needs everything. This needs a paint job, it needs lights, it needs DCC, it needs sound, it needs details. You know, that's a lot of work. There's a lot of work in this. So the models like this are the ones that I'm kind of most interested in getting rid of, especially ones that I haven't actually started yet. Like this one is still basically new out of the box, so it's very saleable. And you know, this would probably end up being a UP engine if I kept it. And, you know, I've already got enough UP probably that, you know, I may not need that. So this is maybe a candidate for going on eBay. We'll see. But, you know, categorizing them like that helps me to kind of figure out which ones I can part with and which ones I want to keep. That's not necessarily to say that all the high effort models are going to go. This is a Kato SD40 that I'm building into a Southern Pacific SD40R. And I've already kind of torn into this one. I've, you know, cut out the fans. I've already filled the number boards in the back. So there's a lot of work in this engine. There's a lot more work to do to it, but this is probably a keeper because it's going to be a Southern Pacific unit. So, you know, and again, it would work well with my layout theme. So one of the other things that's kind of useful about a spreadsheet is you can do like counting functions on it. I'm not an Excel expert by any means, but I did figure out enough to be able to do some counting of different categories. And for example, I had a lot more Union Pacific locomotives than I realized. I expected that I'd have a lot of SP engines, and you know, there are quite a few of those. I knew I had quite a few Santa Fe, but the UP number kind of surprised me. And a number of those are like the SD50 I showed earlier, are, you know, they're not even started. So I may be getting rid of some of those because I think I have enough UP to represent, you know, run through power. So I don't really need a lot more of those. And so those are ones that I'm considering letting go. So anyway, doing something like this can, you know, if you have a situation where you're trying to figure out what should I keep and what should I get rid of, kind of sometimes having it all in front of you like this, in a, you know, format that allows you to, you know, look at the data and see what's there instead of just trying to remember what's in a box here, what's in, you know, something, can be really useful. So again, thank you, Mark, for the idea. And I think this is going to help a lot. So I think the biggest goal that I'd set for myself this year was to finish the train room, and that didn't happen. I did make progress, and that's good, but there's still more work to do. You know, there's other projects around the house that need to get done, and sometimes those take precedence. We had some out-of-town guests over the summer, and that, you know, took up some time. And, you know, there's been stuff. Stuff happens. So it's just kind of the way life goes, I think. But anyway, so now my goal for this coming year is to finish the train room. Same goal, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Other than that, I did kind of have a goal to get the channel to 10,000 subscribers this year. Didn't quite make it, but it's getting close. I'm pretty happy with that. So I want to thank everybody who's been watching and subscribing. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So in terms of goals that I did achieve, I finished a few models. I worked on the track on the Siren Creek to eliminate some trouble spots. I expanded the garden layout, and I got some stuff done around the house that's been taking time away from my ability to work on the train room. So based on my product reviews from this past year, I thought it might be fun to do a model of the year. So before we get to that, I'm going to talk about a couple of notable models. One is the Scale Trains SD45X. That one got a 90-point score, and I thought it was a really good model. Also, the Broadway Limited SP4449 model also got 90 points, and I was really impressed with that. And, you know, I've been waiting for a model of 4449 for a really long time, so I was happy to see it. So there were several runners-up that all got 95-point scores, and those are the Tangent Burlington Northern 4427 cubic foot covered hopper, the Molico Santa Fe BX94 boxcar, The Tangent Mini High Cube box car decorated for the Milwaukee Racine in Troy. And finally, the N-Scale Scale Trains SD40T-2, which is a super impressive model, especially considering that it's N-Scale. And that brings us to our model of the year, which is the only model this year that got a perfect score, and that's the Tangent Burlington Northern Caboose. They did an amazing job on it. It's flawless, and I was really impressed with it. So congratulations, Tangent. So that's about it for this time. Happy New Year to everybody. And if you like this video, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned and thanks for watching.